We are live. We are live. We are all the way live. Thank you all so much. I'm excited. Welcome to the Woo Talk Show, where we are celebrating people, everyday champions and superstars who positively impact the lives of others simply because it's their passion, it's their gift, it's their purpose, it's something they love to do, and it doesn't matter if they get paid for it or not. We celebrate you because you matter. And you have a gift. You have a gift, a seed of greatness inside of you that the world needs to see. So anytime you are not sitting on that gift, you are cultivating that gift and you are using that gift to positively impact the lives of others. We want to celebrate you here on the Woo Talk Show. And we want you to know that you matter. You matter in our world. You matter in our communities. You matter in our lives. And your gift is needed. And so we don't want you to sit on that. We want you to use it, and we want to celebrate you and let you know that you are appreciated and that you matter. And we say that you are God's celebrity, and Hollywood ain't got nothing on you. Point blank, period. And we are excited because today's show is going to be no different than any other show. We're going to be celebrating some superstars who are positively impacting the lives of other people. And it's just so amazing because the two superstars that I have coming on today, and I just want to say something to put this little out here because the enemy, he can never win. He can try to do things or cause things to happen or cause your spirit to be dampered, right? Through things that can happen. And you have to be able to recognize when these tests come up and arise in your life. And you have to be able to identify them, shut them down, and keep it moving. Because the enemy is always lurking. He's always trying to see who it is that he can devour, who it is that's weak, who it is that say that they have faith, but are still operating in their flesh and believing in only what they see, right? And he knows that, and he can identify that. And then he also can identify our countenance, our disposition, and our attitude when we go through these tests and trials. Like, are we complaining? Are we really operating in faith? Or are we operating in fear? Are we operating in doubt? Are we operating in worry by what's coming out of our mouth or by our attitudes and how we're able to go through that test or that trial, right? So he understands that and uses that, and as trigger identifiers so that he'll know when to catch you off guard, when to catch you in a state that will take you off track and pull you away from having faith and pull you away from trusting God. And it's just important for us to know that he is always going to do that. He's always going to do that 24/7. That's his job. That's his mission, is to get you off track. So the sooner that we're able to understand that and identify that, then the better that we're able to identify when the enemy is just trying to throw us off track. And we're able to say, you know what, you're not going to get me today, enemy. Even when it's a situation that is really overwhelmingly, it can be overwhelmingly upsetting or disappointing, or offensive. It could be something that could offend you. Just like when I was at the airport, prime example, over this weekend, we had a phenomenal time celebrating 30 years with my company, where you can make additional residual income from home, right? And this lady at the counter was just so, I don't know. She just tried to get me there, you know, just trying to be so difficult. And I had to say, you know what? Because you're not gonna bring me where you at. Because I don't know what side of the bed you woke up on, boo. But you're not gonna pull me into that space because I am a naturally bubbly, happy person. And that's who I'm going to be. My day is going to still be great. I'm still going to have joy, right? It doesn't matter how you treat me or talk to me. Not saying that it doesn't matter. Now, don't get me wrong. Not saying that you're allowing people to disrespect you, but it's how you respond to the disrespect. It's when you respond in a way that lets them know that their disrespect does not even, like, it just bounced off of you. Like, are you really trying to really, right? So you got to know how to identify, because she left probably when we left each other's space, she was probably more upset than she was when she had the attitude, and I had more joy when I walked away from the situation, because I recognized that she had an issue and it wasn't me. But whatever that issue was, it was coming out. She was letting it pour out, but I wasn't going to let it bleed onto me. So now I have an attitude. Now I'm walking around because she made me mad, and now I'm walking around like this to everybody else. No, ma'am, no ham, no turkey. You will not pull me in your space. And so it's so important for us to understand that we got to recognize when the enemy is using people, places, things, situations to knock you off of where you're going, your focus, your purpose. You know, what it is that you and God already done talked about, and you know you working toward that thing. Now, here come the enemy. Trust me, he coming. So you got to be like, oh, no, sir, not today. And you got to shut it down. And it's so amazing, because when God connects you with people, he connects you with powerful people. He connects you with people that will help to strengthen you, and that will help to pour into you, that will help to confirm to you that you're on the right track, you're on the right path, you're doing the right thing. It doesn't matter what it looks like. It doesn't matter what you see. God is working everything out, and everything that you ask him in his son Jesus' name, you shall have it. You shall have it. And as long as you trust him, and as you're going through, you're waiting patiently on him, you will learn that he is such the faithful God, that he'll never lie to you like man. He'll never leave you or forsake you. And even when you're going through the storm, you'll understand that it's during that time that it's something that he's doing to help strengthen you, something that he's preparing you for. And then you just wait different. You wait different, right? Your expectation is different. And then that's why people looking at you like, why is her peace been surpassed all understanding? Because why in the world she handled a situation like this when I know what's been happening in her life? I know what's been happening in his life. I know what they didn't went through. And this is what's going on. They always just still so positive, always so upbeat. And then now you got people that don't like you or upset with you or hating on you just because you have peace, just because you have joy, just because you have a vision, you have purpose, just because you're not falling in that cycle that they could have fell into, or that they expected you or wanted you to fall in or prayed on you to fall in. And I mean PREY, not PRAY. Okay, catch it. So I'm excited. So we are gonna be celebrating some superstars. One has her own business with and I think she's trying to reconnect. Come on back in, Divalicious. I don't know what happened. One has her own company, Divalicious. Okay. And she is Sheila the Diva. And then another one, Kim Electric, has her own clothing line and entertainment business. So we're really excited because we're out here doing this. I'm excited. We are bosses and we are out here making it happen. We are out here. I talked to someone earlier today and I love it because they say that we think outside the box. But what if we're not in a box? So you have to be in a box to think outside of the box. And so I don't have to think outside of the box because I'm already beyond the box. I'm not in the box, right? So I'm excited because these women They're already outside the box. And the idea that they already came up with, or that God gave them, according to, see, God will give you something that everybody is made differently and so uniquely. And thank you so much, Euros. And you keep shining, boo. I'm loving everything you're doing. You keep shining. You keep staying focused. Because God is really getting ready to do something amazing in your life. And he is preparing the table for you in the presence of your enemy. So if you're wondering why they're still around, it's a reason why they're still around. They got to see it. So don't even worry about it. Just keep shining. Okay? Because there's just so many people that they're unhappy with their self, and they'll be unhappy about your success. They'll be unhappy about your success because they're unhappy with their self. And it's weird, but it's true. And you get to thinking, well, what did I do? Well, what is it me? Well, I don't even know why. And that's not for you to even figure out. It is not even for you to even figure out, because God already got you. They have to deal with something in themselves. And what you got to do is just give them over to God. You say that prayer, you give it to God, and keep it moving. That's not your assignment to figure them out. That's taken away from your time on your assignment, trying to figure them out. No. Because you didn't do it. Okay, it was already there. So you can't heal nothing that you didn't cause the pain. It was already there. That's something that's deep rooted in them. And it's going to be you. It's going to be the next person, the next person, the next person. And this is for anybody that's going through that, dealing with people that may envy you, or may be jealous of you, or may just always give you a hard time, or you just don't understand. And you got to understand it's because it's something inside of you. It's not you. And that's just going to happen. Some people are going to fall away. When you rise up, people are going to fall away. And that's okay, because they're not meant to go. Some people you got to go back and get later. But you got to keep going. Okay. All right. So I don't know where that came from. I had to just go ahead and share that. I am trying to see. My spotlight is trying to get in. Okay. I'm gonna see you. I'm gonna kick you from it. I'm gonna remove you and see if you can come back in, Divalicious. Because I don't know what's going on. But that's why I'm on my phone. You guys usually know I have my little background and everything. I'll be on my computer. So one of my laptops went out because the cord won't go in, and it's dead. Now my other laptop, this is the old school boy I'm using, it won't go on. So I'm on my phone, but I'm still celebrating people. And I still have joy. And nobody can steal it. The enemy can't steal it. He can't get me upset. He can't say, oh, why this going this way? No, sir. Because God showed me another way. I'm still on here. We still live. What's going on? So I'm excited. I'm excited about what God is doing. I'm excited about each and every last one of you, because each and every last one of you, whether you watch on live, whether you come back for the replay, you are God's celebrity. And Hollywood don't have nothing on you. It doesn't matter what you see in the lights, what you see in the cameras, what you see on TV. They don't have nothing on you. See, you got a unique gift. When you and God put your gift together, Hollywood might be knocking at your door, but they don't have nothing on you. And see, you can go to the top. All you need is you and God. All you need is your faith and God, because he can open doors that no man can open, just like he can close doors that no man can close. So I want to celebrate these ladies, Miss Kim Electric and Miss Sheila Diva. They're going to be actually at this event. I wonder if I can bring up this flyer. They're going to be at this event. It's the Sada Baby event that is held by Mona Lisa Lyrics MLL Events, and it's going to be on March the 25th. It's going to be an amazing event. It's going to be held at the Legacy Hall on the east side of Detroit on Whittier. So I would encourage everyone to just support, be a part of that. It is a fundraiser for the community. Our Dadpreneur of the Year, Mr. King Aaron Abel Grable. He's always doing something in the community for the children. He's always doing giveaways, backpack giveaways, like just all type of things, free haircuts and just all type of thing for the kids all year round. So they're doing another fundraiser, and I would encourage you all to go out to that event. I myself will be speaking on that day, and I'm asking my family and my friends personally to support me on that day on March 25th. I will be at I think it is the Wayne State Center um in Troy, but I'm going to make sure I get. Oh, okay. Let her know. But I need you all support. I really do. Um because it's going to be huge for me. Okay, I see you. I don't know why it's not showing you. Can you come on camera, Divalicious? Because for some reason, when your camera's not on, it won't let me let you in. But then when your camera is on, it had let me pull you in. So I don't know what's going on. But you guys should go to that event. It's really going to be amazing. And my event, I'm just going to be speaking. It's going to be my first time speaking nationally, so it's going to be very huge. And I think it's international, so this is going to be huge for me. And I would just love for my support system, and I'm going to be reposting that out too, because they're offering me a scholarship for this, and all I have to do is sell 20 more tickets. So I'm hoping that I have my support system of my family and friends and colleagues, co-workers, everybody, right? Business partners to really support me on this, because it's going to be a huge day for me. But I do want to support what's going on in the neighborhood and let you all know that, this fundraiser is taking place. For any of you who have children, you want to make sure that you connect with this fundraiser, and then you'll be able to follow any events moving forward as well, concerning any, giveaways or any type of fundraisers for the children, because he's always doing something to give back to the community for the children in the community. So just know that. And that is called the Sada Baby event. It's going to be March 25th at Legacy Hall. And I will be posting a flyer with the details of that as well. Let me see if I can get my guest. Well, nope, I sent the link. So I don't know what's going on, you guys, but I'm going to keep on keeping on, because I know we're going to connect. Look, she's trying to connect again. This is so crazy. See, this is what I'm talking about. The enemy will try you, but you can't let him get to you. You cannot let him steal your joy, and you cannot let him predict how you go about the rest of your day, and your attitude and your disposition as you're talking to people, as you approach people. You want to have a pleasant personality, right? You want to come off with a pleasant attitude, and you want people to feel, your energy, when they meet you. I have people tell me all the time that they like my energy, or I'm authentic, and I love that. That's the God in me, because I really love people. I love celebrating people. It's not fake. It's just who I am. I believe that we all have that seed of greatness inside of us. And I know that you have a business inside of you. You have a business inside of you. You have something that you know how to do very well, and you can get paid for it, because it's somebody else who don't know how to do it. And you can save time. You can add creativity to it. And it doesn't matter if somebody else is out here doing it. That does not matter either. No. Because it's how many toilet papers out here, okay? I like Charmin, you like Northern, they like Scott, okay? So no, we ain't gonna have that either. You have a unique gift inside of you, and you cannot give it like somebody else. Nobody can put that touch on it like you. Nobody can deliver it the way you deliver it. So you got to understand that you have somebody that is out here that is waiting on you. They're your assignment, and they're waiting on you to come out with that gift that you have, that you're sitting on, so that you can help them. They can't get further than where they are in that area that your gift is in. until you open up and come out and help them, because they're connected to you. They're in your circle already. They're connected to somebody that you know, and they know, and they know, and they know, right? They're in your network. They're your target audience. They're your assignment. And they're going to be able to connect with you based on who you are and who they are. And it's something that you'll be able to teach them that I couldn't teach them. It's something that you'll be able to give them and show them in such a way that your approach with it will line up with them, with who they are. Like, oh my God, this just makes so much sense. And I could tell them something, they'd be like, well, I just don't know if that, right? So you got to know, it does not matter what it looks like. Somebody is waiting on you, and you got to believe it. And you got to understand, sometimes God will bring you things because we all wait on what's comfortable. If it ain't comfortable for me, then I ain't moving. And you got to understand that it's when you read that Bible, you better read that Bible and see the people wasn't comfortable when they had to do what they had to do. They were in an uncomfortable position. When Moses had to lead them people, all of them people, they didn't know who he was. Yeah, he was leading the Israelites, but he was born and raised in Egypt. So if you're born and raised in Georgia, even though you was born, let's say you was born in Detroit, but your mama moved to Georgia when you was a baby, and you was born and raised in Georgia, you gonna come back here at 18, like, you ain't gonna be like, oh yeah, I know what's going on. You gonna be like, where am I at? I'm from Georgia. But you was born here, right? So please understand that God will take you, because of it says in the Bible that a prophet is not even honored in his own hometown. So understand, your family, your friends, your people, you better get on out from under that, baby. He told Moses, leave them. He said, leave them. I think he took one cousin with him. Catch it, cat. Moses took one cousin with him. That was Lot, baby. Like, through all the cousins and brothers and sisters and everybody who grew up with him, he ended up taking that little cousin Lot with him. Like, come on here. Period. Everybody not going to be able to go. And it's okay. Divalicious, I'm mad right now. Oh, there you go. Okay, can you hear me, Diva?
Yes, I can hear you.
There you are. Ooh, ooh, ooh.
I can't see.
Awesome.
I
We are
can't see nobody
so
but you, though.
excited. Thank you so much. Thank you. You are such an amazing, beautiful, beautiful viewer as well. And I thank you all so much for tuning in and tapping in. We're excited. This young lady, Miss Sheila the Diva, is definitely positively impacting the lives of other people. Okay. How many of you have ever went to happy hour, or how many of you have ever just needed to come home and have a nice glass of wine, or just, it's not about getting all sloppy and, but it's okay to just have a nice glass of wine. I hope you all know that, right? If y'all religious people are on here, this is not your segment of the message. So she definitely positively impacts the lives of others by her gift of mixology, should I say. And she has a cocktail business, and she's going to talk about that. She's got some things that she has going on, and I'm telling you, God will give you a gift, you guys. And see, when you are in the marketplace, you got to understand that God will let you use your gift in the marketplace where you'll be blessed. And you can't be worried about, oh, she sell drinks. Oh, that's not God. Let me tell y'all right there. Let me stop y'all right there. I'm just going to say this, and I'm going to give it over to Divalicious, okay? Jesus turned the water into wine for a reason, okay? So I'm gonna go ahead and we're excited about this superstar. She is positively impacting the lives of others because it's something that she loves to do. God gave her this idea, and I don't know if it came out of the pandemic, but I know a lot of great ideas like this one did. And so I'm just excited that she was able to trust God, step out in her with faith, and walk in her purpose. And now today she has a successful business, and she is going to be one of our mompreneurs who will be celebrated at the Sada Baby event coming up March 25th at Legacy Hall. So none other than our spotlight superstar, guys, Miss Sheila the Diva.
Hello, how are you?
I'm doing awesome and amazing, superstar. How are you?
I'm good. I'm
Are you
blessed.
able to come on live camera?
I'm trying to connect with the
Are
camera.
you?
It's not letting me do it. Can you hear me? I can hear you.
I can hear you.
I'm a little raspy because I'm a little under the weather just a little bit, but I clicked the camera. I don't even want to touch it no more because I done did all this stuff to even see you and that at the same time, and it says you're on show. Everyone can see and hear you, but I can't see anyone.
Okay, well,
Uh,
we can definitely hear you. And I thank you for joining us and just letting everybody know exactly like how did it all start? How did you get into the entrepreneurial space?
Okay, well, I've been in entrepreneur business over 17 years.
Oh
Um,
wow, okay.
yeah, I actually, the first person I ever saw that was an entrepreneur that inspired me was my grandfather. He was a black man. We used to have the business called The Stand back in the South, where it was like a little juke joint, the cement brick walls and
Okay.
everything. My granddaddy was the first person I knew in the business. I saw him handing money to Caucasian men, and they were bringing him money, and they were bringing product like beer and wine, whatever, to the stand. And I'm like, wow, my granddaddy is, a businessman, and I never knew about all the concept of what business was, but that's what he was. He was a businessman. And, of course, as the generations shifted, my daddy took over. My daddy was not a businessman. He ran into the ground, yada, yada, yada. So my entrepreneur spirit actually came from him. So I've been from Girl Scout cookies to doing hair, babysitting to doing all those things as a youth. It developed me into going up into being wanting always to be in my own business. Never wanted to work for nobody else. That's always what I wanted to do. Like, okay, this is what I want to do. I want to work for myself. I want to be a business person. Now, what I want to do, and I always been a tasker. So I always want to do multiple things. And as you see the economy shift, you need multiple strings in order to run a household.
Yes, ma'am.
And because I became a mother, my kids, I had to do various things to support them. So I did multitasking things along the way to support me and to provide for them and to have the better things for them, because ADC wasn't appropriate monies to do nothing but probably just pay the rent, nothing else. Couldn't afford to get the kids extras, couldn't afford to get to pay the car rent, car note, whatever else you needed extra money. So you had to think outside the box, as you said earlier, always outside the box. Not what necessarily I'm saying I was in a box, but you are
Yes.
in an environment where this society, with the incomes that you afforded at the time, due to whatever your skill level or your education level, you still have to do within the means that you have, right? So I always try to go outside of that to make extra money because that's what I had to do to survive. So
Wow.
ultimately, I started doing sex toys with Pure Romance, and at the time, Pure Romance didn't like men at that party. So I went and I was like, wait a minute, I like men, and I want to be around men. I want men to come to my parties. So I started with that. I started with a young lady. I was basically giving her places to go to do toy parties. She was just throwing me a couple dollars, couple $100 here and there, just to provide her the people, because I know a lot of people who like toys. So and that's not enough for me. So I branched out and got my own toy business, and I did that years ago. And so then I started doing stuff I started doing the parties in the like little happy hour at the bars. I was doing fashion shows in the bars, but the men started to be a little bit too much. They was throwing dollars on the stage like the girls were stripping, and the girls like after a couple of drinks thinking they was a stripper. So I had to pull all my stuff out of the bars, and I
Mm.
started doing events at venues, at halls and venues and stuff like that. So I still throw occasional fashion shows here and there. I'm planning on doing one soon. I don't know. I did one in Atlanta a couple years ago, doing it like right after pandemic. It was nice. I went all the way to the ATL, took everything I did and went to the ATL and did one 3-day fashion show. So ultimately, like you said, throughout the pandemic, I had surgery on my knee. So I had to sit down. I wasn't mobile. So I said, well, I still need to make money. So I always mix drinks at home. Everybody always loved my drinks. No, I never get a bad complaint, no matter where I am, no matter where I go. People always want my drinks. So I said, well, I'm starting my drinking business. So I did. And that's where Divas Cocktails came from.
Wow.
So, and that's where I'm at now. So again, I multitask. I am a person who does a little this, a little that. I sell lingerie, I sell sex toys, I sell shoes, and I sell clothes as well. And I haven't got back into my clothes because during the pandemic, shipments was delayed, getting to me too long.
Mm-hmm.
Gas prices went up, so I just got out the whole little business because it was taking too long to get my merchandise, and people was waiting. Well, when I get this, so I might start back up doing that like this summer when I kind of simmer down on some other stuff. But I just kept going with every idea. But
That's
ultimately, I
awesome.
want a podcast. I want to do a podcast. And then the pop ups, I've been doing pop ups for like, oh my God, years now, and it's a new people in the game. And I'm like, I'm kind of branch out of it. I'd rather do events with a few vendors, not necessarily a pop up.
Okay. Yeah.
Because the pop ups are getting like it's getting mundane for me. I've been doing it for
Yeah.
so long,
Yeah.
and it might be lucrative for others, but it's getting mundane for me. I want to do something different. I want to provide platforms for people to do stuff. And like I did a breast cancer awareness thing last month, and last year, and I wanted to do this year. I want to do ovarian cancer and breast cancer month. I want to do events in that time because a lot of
Nice.
people I've known, a lot of my girlfriends, a lot of my friends have died from those two diseases. So I definitely want to put that on the forefront because a lot of women don't even know their bodies. They just living. They don't even know their bodies.
Oh
They don't even know
my
what the
God.
signs are, what to think it is, what it is that you can prevent and keep you from going to that stage 4 cancer mode.
Yes.
So I am
Wow.
basically just trying to connect the dots and be in business at all times. And I like connecting with new people, and like every event that you do is all, not always about making money. It's about connecting
Connections.
and the
Absolutely.
connections that you make. And
That's
me and Mona met at some other event, a friend through a via friend of mine, and ever since then I've connected with her and constantly connected with her several events that she's had,
yes.
and I constantly stay in contact with her. So, and we two of the same people. We always say, okay, Diva, I can't mix you up because I'm doing something. We think alike, so it's okay. I'm able to do this one. I'm able to be here. Maybe I wasn't able to do the very last one, but I might be at the next one. So, but
Absolutely.
it's all about resource and networking and bringing powerful people together and doing stuff together. You know what I'm saying?
And I like that you
Um,
said that because it's about trusting God's timing too. A lot of times we want to get, we just so embedded and involved and entrenched with our goals and the things that we want to do, and then sometimes God wants us to kind of go through one process slow because it may be something he really wants us to get out of that, and then some processes or some things that we may go through quickly and we may see a lot of great success fast. Just trusting his timing, not getting ahead of, because it's not that sometimes God will say not right now. It's not a no forever. And some people will say, well, no, then God said no. Well, no, it's just not right now because it may be some things that God wants you to do before you go into that. Just like you were saying, when some things slow down off of your plate, then you'll be able to look at, other avenues or maybe diving back into some things that you were actually interested in doing before. And it's just amazing for us to understand that that's how he works. But I love that you really just stepped out of you didn't allow whatever was taking place. You took ownership, you took the leadership, you just led by example. Look, I'm taking my stuff up out of here. This is not the direction that I want my business to go. I don't want to commingle in this side of things, and I'm gonna go ahead and pull out of this. Because it could have been more, like you say, money that came out of that situation. But that wasn't what you were focusing on. It was focused on your brand and what you represented.
Correct.
And I
I,
love that, sis.
Cause I sell sexy lingerie, and I tell the ladies even when I do fashion shows, I don't like them dropping like a hat on the stage because you're not selling sex, you're not selling your behind your body, you're selling the lingerie. Excuse me,
Mm-hmm,
you're
mm-hmm.
selling the lingerie. You're supposed to represent the lingerie, and if you're elegant, if you have an elegant piece of lingerie, you shouldn't be looking raunchy, and you
So
shouldn't
now
be
that's so
acting like
amazing.
you're raunchy. You shouldn't be presenting yourself like you
I gotta write
in a
this
strip club.
down. This a whole
You know.
conversation. Let me write this down right now. Because
A lot of
some
women, when you
women
go
out
to a
here
lot of
are
these,
not able to differentiate
correct.
the sexy lingerie from the dance gear.
There is a whole difference, a whole vibe. I sell both too.
Mhm.
I sell dance gear too, dance shoes and all that. But it's a whole different vibe, and it's a whole different look. And
Wow.
it's just a lot of women wear lingerie to make themselves feel sexy. A lot of women wear it to appeal to someone else.
Mm, mm,
So
mm.
that's a different concept too.
My
Some
God.
women some women walk around their homes in lingerie because it makes them feel sexy and feel good in their home and when their environment in their home. And that's fine.
Right.
And then some women wear it and to look good and feel sexy for someone else appear, someone else's oh my God, you look good in that. But
Somebody else's validation or
exactly.
approval.
So but my whole thing was like
Wow.
that was not my stilo. That's not what I wanted. I didn't want that for my brand. I didn't want Divalicious to be branded as mm, although I sell sex toys nasty or ratchet or whatever.
Mm-hmm,
I didn't
mm-hmm,
want it to be that
mm-hmm,
way.
mm-hmm.
And if you ever seen a show, if you ever know anybody who comes to one of my shows, they will always tell you, "Oh, she don't want you to do this. She don't want you to do that." And women, don't understand. Like when you got on certain pieces, if you got on a thong and you crouch down in your piece on the show, the cameraman they get all angles and all shots of everything. So if anything is out of place, out of pocket, they're gonna catch it. And do you
And
want
that's
that
the thing
picture?
they're gonna run with.
I don't want that picture. I can't use it. So I
Mhm.
don't want you to be able to say, where are all my pictures at when that's all you did on the runway. You feel me? So a lot of times, just be cute, be sexy, be wear the ensemble and wear well is all I ask you to do and represent. But do you
That is
see
good.
when you look on when you see some of the finer what you call that designers when you look Rihanna shows, they not all bending down on the floor. They walking
Mhm, mhm.
and they just walking and they cute and they walking and they stop and they pose and they walking. That's it. That's all they doing.
That's good. This is real good. This is very interesting. It's very interesting because with my show that I do on the last Tuesday of every month with conversations that make you say woo. And this with just thinking about the dance apparel versus the sexy lingerie, it's almost a similar comparison to self-love versus self-care because they're so close to where I'm sure that people have worn sexy lingerie on the dance floor, at the strip club, and then I'm sure that some people have worn dance apparel in their bedroom.
Sure. Yeah.
And
But
because of that mix and match of it, um you almost miss that there is a distinction between the two.
right, a lot of women,
This
some
is
women
real
don't,
interesting.
some women who, some women don't care. Let's put it like that.
Right.
You got
Yes.
women who just don't care. They just wearing it
Mhm.
because they doing it for a purpose. It's a business. I'm sexy. I'm dancing. My business is to be sexy. My business is to be provocative. My business is to
Mhm.
sell sex. So yes, I'm going to wear what it is to make me look sexy to the person who I'm trying to look sexy to.
Right.
So, because it's a business, that's what I do. I can't knock them. That's what they in the game for. You know what I'm saying?
Right. Right.
And you talking about the strippers, the dancers, the girls, call girls, whatever you choosing to do, and this is what you're doing. That's what your business is about doing. So yeah, that's what you do. But if you a lingerie model for a fashion designer, they want you to look sexy, appear sexy, because you are to appeal to the audience that they're trying to target, whoever or whomever is trying to buy the merchandise that they're selling.
Absolutely.
That is the motive. That is the distinction. You know what I'm saying? So there's a big difference. And the look is different, and you not, when you wearing lingerie, you should it's a sexy garment. So you shouldn't be looking ratchet and trying to pull off this sexy garment. You understand what I'm saying? And
Yeah.
when you see some of these people on these shows and on these walkways, you can look at them and like, she just put that on. They just put that on her, let her go down the runway. But
Mm.
that's not, in my opinion, that's not how I want to do it. I'm always want to check and make sure everybody together, your hair, your makeup, and some things. And if you look at certain, you just go back and look at some visions, some of the fashion shows, they always want everything to match. Your hair, your makeup, your ensemble, all should come together. You know what I'm saying? With the shoes and whatever. And and if you got on garter straps, you should have on a stocking to match it. You should not, if the garters is hanging down, that's a no in my world. But some people still let it fly.
Wow.
But you should wear a stocking with a garter. If it has garter straps on it, the stocking should be attached to it. You should not, if not, remove the garter, and then
Wow.
it just be a
That's
regular.
how you turn sexy lingerie into ratchet looking. When you
Okay, you
when you
said it, not
just
me. You
Well, I'm
said it.
just yeah. I literally said it. I
Right,
said what I said
right.
because
I'm
I
just
mean, if
saying
you're
there are
not wearing
certain.
it, if you're
Right,
not wearing it the way that it was made to be worn, and then you're in a different setting and you're wearing it any kind of way, then I mean that would consider yeah, I would have to say that's ratchet.
right. Okay. And I and
I
I want
said
to
it.
and I want to bring classy back.
Yeah, and I was gonna say it seemed like the
let's go to
lingerie
ratchet.
is
Let's let
more
go
the
to ratchet
classy
and
look.
bring classy back. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
Because we got these little girls out here. They looking like, and as you can look at the stars now, they're wearing less and less. So the people in
Yeah.
our community are wearing less and less. You know what I'm
Yes.
saying? And
Yes.
I even with prom, I had wanted to do all things prom one
Oh.
time. That's my one idea, to do a prom thing for these girls. I hate the fact, I said, you waited 12 years to not let your principal, who saw you in your uniform or your clothes every day in school for 4 years. Now on prom night, he's seeing you with less to nothing on. To me, that's distinct. That's disturbing. I'd rather you come to prom with a nice dress on. You don't have to have all your cleavage out, all your thigh out, all your leg
Mhm,
out, all your
mhm,
stomach out in
mhm,
order to
mhm.
present yourself at prime time. It's
That's
like, come on
right.
now. We wasn't even allowed to wear stuff 30 years ago when we was in our grade.
Girl,
We wasn't. It's certain. We had a
heck
platform,
no. I was
and
happy if I let it get a had a split in the leg. Like, girl, get
exactly.
a split.
So these girls are getting more and more dresses that's slinkier and slinkier and less material but they paying more for the dress and they getting less material. I don't understand it. It's killing me. It's
Oh.
like I can't do it, So
Some of y'all
um
gonna catch that next week. Oh my God. And they paying more for the dress and less material. Lord have
yeah.
mercy.
You
Mm.
seen them. You be on the book. You see the prime dresses. They get less and less.
I do. If I
And
would
I'm
have
like,
seen
I
one
don't.
more person with that net, clear, whatever supposed to be skin tone net, whatever, see through with the net. If I would have just seen one more.
And I just say this. I just want, because we got to start teaching our girls to be more. I have a 5-year-old grandbaby, so I'm working with her, and I want to
Mm,
start with a classification of girls with her and bring her on up in the level of, you are a lady, you are a young lady, then you
yes.
become a lady, then you become a young woman, and then you become a mama at some point, and some whatever, move on up the line. But the lineage just starts that you a little girl now, you a little princess, and you move up,
Yes.
But
Yes.
you keep them girls as much as possible. You keep them at
Yes.
the
Yes.
level where they're at. Don't
That's
elevate them
right.
too fast. Don't move them on too
Yes.
fast. And that's what the society is doing. So if you look around, society is elevating these girls. They
Yes.
making them do too
Yes.
much too fast, and they putting on stuff. I was not even allowed to have a date at 16. I mean, until 16, and I was not wearing no see through nothing, no cleavage out, nothing at 16. I think I probably started at 18 because my brother used to always tell on me. Like mine, she trying to have her chest out, and
Yes.
so I had to go back and retract that shirt and put on something else because I was busty at 12. I was busty at 12. So
Hmm.
it happened for me early, so I didn't have no choice with it, but I still had to cover up my girls.
That's right.
So, but a lot of these girls, like, especially with a thong, I didn't dare go pick out some thongs at 16. I don't think I was wearing them probably till I was 20 something. But a lot of these girls, the clothes they wear and the things they wear, the things they allowed to
Hmm.
do is too soon for me personally. I just like,
Yeah, I have to agree with you, Queen, because that's exactly what's happening in society. I'm seeing so many of these elementary school students with hairstyles, with
yeah,
the way they dressing and everything is like they mom, and it's become, and like you said, it's society that's pushing it, because when you go to these stores for the children, they've got the mini mama stuff. I mean, you
yep,
know what I'm saying?
many. Yep, mini mama
That's
stuff.
all
You
they
right.
got to
It's a good
choose
term
from.
for it. Mini mama. They just like their mama, but it's a smaller version of it, smaller
Yeah,
size. And
that's
we
what's
and when
out
we
there.
yeah, yeah. And then they
Wow.
wearing lipstick at early age. They wearing tinted lip gloss. I wasn't allowed to wear that. I was wearing clear lip gloss
Yeah.
forever.
Getting their nails done at a young
Yep.
age.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yep.
So this is really amazing that that you have something that you are making sure that you focus, because see, that comes along with etiquette.
Yes.
And I'm glad that you're in that space, because we need people like you in that space that can teach our girls, because they're gonna make their decisions. There are some people that are out there, and they like you said, they're living that life, and I don't want to never knock them either, but I do want to be able to help them. And
Right.
I want to be able to foster an environment where they're encouraged to know that, first of all, if you're doing that out of a place of hurt or pain or anything negative, low self-esteem or low self-worth or anything like that, then we want to definitely help you come up out of that. And then if you're coming from a place of where some people like the movie, we seen how what's our girl name in Players Club? She was doing it because she wanted to pay for her college tuition or whatever,
Right.
and there's some people that's doing what they got to do because they feel like that's the quickest way to get it done or whatever, which I still would want to foster a more, loving environment, just to let people know that they have options.
Right.
They have the right to make their decision, and I don't knock them, but just know that they have options. That's not your only choice. So don't think that, because a lot of people have been conditioned to think that that's the only way to go, or that that's the best way to go. And just want, I think that it's good that you're in that space, because you'll be able to help people if you are able to help them identify the difference in that. You might help somebody realize that they're in a space that they really didn't want to be in then.
I actually tried to do an etiquette class with girls earlier this year. It didn't pan out. I think it was a timing, maybe money issues or whatever. But I had connected with an etiquette teacher, a couple etiquette teacher, a model coach.
Yes.
I had a vision that I want to do etiquette because, and I'm like again, some of my visions come through my grandchildren and my granddaughter, and I want her to learn etiquette early. Like if you get it early, get them early enough, it'll go
Yes.
through on with them. I learned
Yes.
early on how to do stuff,
Yeah.
and I had
Train them up
etiquette
in the way
classes
they
too,
should go, and they won't stray far from
and
it.
they won't stray far from it,
That's
right?
it.
So I had that. I'm gonna revisit it for the summer and see can
Good.
I get some people because it's very much needed in our community and get these girls
Yes.
because I was always after in my teenage years I've been a big girl. I've always been a big
I've
girl.
got somebody that I can connect you with. She was one of our spotlight superstars, Miss Lakina Folks.
Okay.
She has a program, The Treasure Within. And I think that it would be great for you to be able to go in and speak and, maybe be able to just educate those girls um, on that. and them knowing and understanding, because I believe that when we're helping these girls come out of these places, and we're like, helping them even with human trafficking victims and sex
Right,
trafficking victims, I believe that you're needed in that space, man. You're
right.
really needed in that
It's a
space.
lot of low self kids out here, and they allowing these little boys to just manipulate them and girls. I mean, a
Oh,
lot of little
right.
girls is manipulate little girls too. I mean, don't get it twisted. These little
Yep.
girls is something else out
Yep.
here. They
Yep.
something else. I worked at a girls' shelter a couple years, maybe 10, 15 years ago, and baby, them girls was predators, and some were prey. So you get
Right. Wow.
both sides of it, and you try to help the one. I was trying to help them all, but some of them got the message and some of them didn't.
Mm.
However, your body is your temple, and it's all that you have. And if you give it away, if it's taken away, then what do you have after that? And so a lot of people don't know how to deal with what happens after that. Some people don't know how to deal with if it's given away or if it's taken. They don't know how to deal with that. And the average little girl right about now, I'm just saying, the average girl and a woman walking around, probably your age or my age, probably has been raped once or twice in her life, but maybe just concealed it, never talked about it, put it back in her mind, and never said or spoke about it. Some people have just out here living with that rape, and they say it, or they may say it was my fault, and they just never spoke on it.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
a lot of times that has happened with
Woo.
our family members that has happened, and then you just don't say nothing because the uncle threatened you, or the brother threatened you, the daddy threatened you, or the cousin threatened you, whoever, best the family friend. So you don't speak, kids don't speak on it. So you got to have a close connection with your children so they can tell you when things happen. If you don't know, and you should believe them. A lot of parents don't believe their daughters, and they just go on, and they live through the trauma, and then they come a troubled adult,
My God.
promiscuous
My
adult,
God.
mind you
Shit.
say.
Bullshit. Woo! I feel Holy Spirit right now. I feel Holy Spirit right now. That's what I'm going to be talking about. And Holy Spirit told me it's getting ready to be big. But towards the end of this year, you know, some things are going to be released because I'm getting some things off me. I have to release, and so, and it, because healing has to take place, and everybody's afraid to talk about or release what needs to be released in order to be healed. And that's why so many people jacked up and dysfunctional throughout generation, because they keep shutting it down and keeping it a secret. And no,
Yep. The family
God has
secret.
told me to come forth.
Some people know
And
Uncle Charlie is the rapist, and they don't disclose him. They know Uncle Charlie have been raping girls over the years. They don't disclose him. They just keep him in the family. It's a family secret. And you can't say nothing. Nobody don't
meanwhile,
say
you
nothing.
letting
Nobody
all
don't
the
say nothing.
babies keep getting hurt.
Right.
They never gonna come up.
Generations.
They never gonna.
Yep.
So this is God right here, sis. I just want you to know that,
Mhm.
because he's doing something already. He's working. He's working. He's in the atmosphere. He's already doing something. He's working with his remnant. He's working with his people. He's working with his soldiers. He's working, and he's making these connections just like you and me today. You got a Divalicious business. You got Diva cocktails, and he has led us as we have went through everything and went down and touched on everything. He's led us here, and there's people that are listening in, and people who will be coming and listening in, that this is going to resonate with so powerfully, and it's going to impact their lives, and it's going to cause a shift, and it's going to cause them to say, you know what, it's time for me to be healed. It's
Yes.
time for me to stop hiding. It's time for me to stop covering up. It's time for me to stop walking in shame. It's time for me to stop walking in guilt. It's time for me to release what has been on me so that I can be free.
Absolutely.
And it's not
Amen.
about exposing Uncle Charlie, but it's about exposing what Uncle Charlie has done. You got to You got to know that God knows all things.
Correct.
So you got to know he already knows. So now that you know and God knows, now you got to say, you know what? Now that I know that I know and God knows, I can go ahead and just release it over to him and cast that burden on him. And now I can live free. And now
Right.
I forgive Uncle Charlie.
Correct.
And now Uncle Charlie needs to deal with that, because if Uncle Charlie does not deal with it on his end, with what he know he needs to do according to what the word says, then that's what Charlie got to deal with. Charlie
Right.
not coming saying sorry to me. It's not gonna make me say, well, then I ain't gonna forgive Charlie because Charlie ain't say sorry to me. No, Charlie got to deal with God for not saying sorry to me. I'm good with Charlie.
Correct. Amen.
And it's people that are at that place, but just not at the place of where they are ready or know how to just release. There are people who are trying to get to that place, and I'm telling you, that's what we want to help you with. We got to help you all, and even if it's somebody you know, that's why it's important to sow a share. That's why it's important to sow an invite, because these connections that God is making are divine, you guys. And I'm excited to be connected with wonderful people like you, Miss Sheila the Diva. I'm excited that we have someone in our children, in our space, that you can help these young girls that are coming up. You can help them. You can help to uplift their their self-worth. You can help them to start operating in integrity, with dignity, with self-respect. You can help them to differentiate and identify their true identity. Like, what have I been doing here? Is this really where I want to be? And
Right.
if this is where I want to be, am I on the right side of it? And so I'm excited because um we got people that did this idea of these businesses. I know you've been in business and an entrepreneur and having that spirit in you for a long time. But did any of these birth out of the pandemic?
Mine's.
Yes.
Yes, the drinking did. Yes, I that started that
Okay.
throughout the pandemic because I had my knee surgery in 21. So
Amen.
I was immobile and I was not able to get around, but I was able to get to do a pop up. I was still doing my pop ups, girl. People's like, "You okay, Diva?" I'm like, "I'm good, I'm good." I came in there a couple of times on my walker, girl, and I would sit down because I had my people, my team. They would set my stuff up for me, and I would have all the vendors come around, and I would just sit down, and I'll have my stuff on my table and everything, and then I did it, you know what I'm saying? Because I still had to maintain, and it was really for me. I needed to get out the house. I needed something to do, so I had to get
Okay.
out the house, and it helped me. And if I made a couple of dollars, all the better. They say.
Right. Right.
And so I don't know if they supported me out of pity because they bought my drinks or whatever, but I had repeat customers. They never said I had a bad drink. They always came back. They always like, "Oh my God, this drink is good." And they came back and back. So it wasn't that
Awesome.
many times like that because I elevated to the cane, and as soon as I'm vain a little bit, so as soon as I was able to get off that cane, baby girl, and walking, I walk with a limp, but I was walking. I'm better. I'm good. I'm out here. And so, now they see me like, "Diva, you look at you looking good, girl. I remember you was on the cane. I remember da da da." So yeah, that came out of that.
That's
They came out
awesome.
of the pandemic. Can
That's
I
awesome.
share of a couple events I'm having though? Do I have time to
Yes,
do that?
yes. Before we wrap up, please share, and also share, how can people connect with you, Miss Diva, on any of your business ventures.
Okay.
And thank you again for being on the Woo Talk Show.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
You're
And I
welcome.
was a little nervous at first, but I feel relieved, and I feel and it's been a blast. And I actually want to do a podcast, so I'm learning. I'm learning how to do this, all this stuff that some of these people I'm doing.
Okay, good.
Um, so my name is on Facebook. My name is Sheila. Most people call me Diva. So my Facebook name is Diva She. Diva She Cooks. And my Instagram is Divalicious underscore ENT. Also, if you want to call me or whatever, my phone number is 586-525-9507. My email is divalicious@gmail.com. I have a couple events coming up. One this Saturday, March 18th. The location is 3800 Puritan at the Complex Hall. Starts at 1 p.m. It's a business shower. The tickets are 25 to get in. There will be vendors there. There will be someone speaking on business finances, the ways you can get business loans and business grants. Also, one speaking on business taxes, like elevating your business to making sure that your business is all lined up with when you get ready to file, what things of that nature, business planning as well. There will be games, prizes you can win, gifts you can get, and it's going to be a pretty nice event. So it's 1 to 5 on Saturday, March 18th. April 8th, I'm hosting a kid event, which is going to be a kids youth sneaker ball, and it's from 2 to 6. The tickets for them to get in is $10, and it's again at that same location, 3800 Puritan at the Complex Hall. And we're gonna have like a TikTok contest with the kids. They're gonna have a sneaker contest where they can win a gift certificate to a Foot Locker. They're gonna be like a bounce house for the little kids. I have hosts, it's gonna be a lot of fun for them as well. And
That sounds
then
like it. Awesome.
yes,
So
and
you
then
said
the last
Saturday,
one,
March 18th, 1 to 5, and then when for the sneaker?
Saturday, April 8th from 2 to 6 for the kids.
Okay.
And I
And
have to.
then 2 to 6. I will also be posting, guys, because I want you to actually send me all of this information, whether you email it, text it, or whatever, and then I'm gonna actually post it on this live so that people will be able to connect with you, even with the Divalicious or with the toys or lingerie or whatever. So I'm going to make sure I post that, and I'm excited. Thank you so much. Let me tell you something. You matter. You are needed. You keep you keep hearing God, you keep walking in your purpose, you keep walking in your gift because you are God's celebrity and Hollywood ain't got nothing on you. They might be knocking down your door because you're doing something that's unique. You're in a unique space and the knowledge that you have from what you have been doing is going to be used for something way bigger than that.
Correct.
Yes,
And
ma'am.
I agree because I feel like I think in a sense I think God's preparing me for a lot of things. I don't know, but recently a lot of breakthroughs have happened and a lot of things is shifting in my world. Basically, I just became an LLC after all these years.
Mm.
So I'm trying to rebrand my business and redo different things. So I am channeling different areas and avenues within my business to do different things, but although I sell sex toys, the passion I have is with the kids because I've worked with wayward youth for so many years at different places, and I seen the torment, I seen the hurt and the disparity that they had, and just the lack of knowledge, the lack of everything. I seen girls being trafficked from California to Detroit. I seen them girls coming to shelters with 1.2 diseases and not you scared to go to the doctor, scared of their results because they don't know what they got because
Oh
they've been
my
out in the
gosh.
streets having sex for so long. So I've known that part. I've seen I have families where the father was sleeping with the daughters and the mama was sleeping with the sons. I've had various cases that just hurt my spirit like tremendously. So out of that, I had to get out of that environment because it was weighing on me. I got out of that environment for years, but it's still in me to help people. It's still that part has not gone away. I still love to help people, and I know I got to go where I'm needed. Where God's gonna send me to help. And right now, you look around Detroit, these youth are suffering. If they ain't killed in a drive-by, if they ain't murdered by just a bullet, or they ain't molested, or somebody abusing them. I mean, the young girls out here, they don't know which way is up. They just having just miscellaneous sex with different people. They don't have no low. They have low self-esteem.
Yeah,
I mean, there is no role model to nobody. There is nobody having no real role models out here to teach these
exactly.
girls to really be good young ladies.
And we need role models that's actually in the trenches and going through this and knowing like how you dealing with these different things. So you're actually seeing, you know how sometimes it's like you don't realize what's going to be the pros and the cons until you actually get into it and dive into it, right? You can
right,
say what can and what might happen, but actually when you in it, then you like, oh, wait a minute, this is not how I thought it was gonna be, and I might have to handle this like this, and I didn't take in consideration that this might happen to this. So you're there, you're that hands-on in the trenches person that can say, hey, I know exactly what these girls need, or I know exactly what needs to be implemented in this program. I know exactly what definitions and what we need. You know what I'm saying? It's just like the space that you're in is amazing because you're going to bring and share so much light on these different organizations that are going to be in place that are setting up programs to help these girls that are coming out of these places where they're going to need your expertise. I'm telling you. So keep walking in it. Keep
thank
doing
you.
it. God is getting ready to show you some doors getting ready to open where it's going to take you into that space, and you might have to pull away from something, but the doors that is getting ready to open for you, you're not going to even miss whatever was coming from that.
Right. And you know what? And that's exactly what I'm doing. Because a lot of things I look at, I tell my daughter the same thing. I was like, you know what? Some of these things, some of these people I deal with, I'm not. I could see me not dealing with them in the near future because the way you want things, like you said, I heard your speech earlier. You can't take everybody with you. Everybody can't go where you're going,
Yeah.
and you gonna have to leave certain people behind, and you might have to pick them back up later on in life. You
Yes.
know, and that's where I'm at. I'm like zero tolerance for BS right now. Zero. Like I have no tolerance for BS. I
That's
have
right.
no tolerance for no nonsense activity. I just don't like everything is business and everything is a productivity. It's like
Absolutely.
don't waste my time. I don't have time. That's what male or
I
female. I
played
don't have time
enough.
to
You know,
waste
that's
time
why I
with
say
people.
my family, they may say, well, she don't come around and this and that and the family reunions and this and that and the get-togethers, and but I did all that. And it's amazing that when I invited you all to come to hang and the party and the drink and the smoke and to do all the things that was just really either killing ourselves or wasn't helping us in no productive way, spending our money, y'all was there on
Right,
it. Now I'm
right,
trying to build wealth for real, and it's crickets. So, hey, okay, I'm gone. I'll be back.
right,
You got
right,
to do that.
right. You have to
It's
separate yourself.
okay. And you can't apologize. You don't want to feel bad about it because there's nothing to feel bad about. You just got to keep it moving.
Right.
Yeah. So I commend you.
Only you, and only God know your purpose. You know.
That's it. It wasn't
That's
a
it.
conference call. Trust me.
Mhm.
So I commend you in everything you're doing. And hey, listen, guys, I'm going to be posting so that you will know how to get in touch with her, and just understand that your purpose is waiting on somebody else's problem, and their problem is in need of your purpose. And we say here that you matter. You're needed in our world, you're needed in our community, and you are needed in our lives. And you are God's celebrity. Hollywood ain't got nothing on you, period. So
Thank you.
that is our show for today. Thank you all so much for tuning in. Thank you so much to our spotlight superstar, Miss Sheila the Diva. And we're going to connect with Kim Electric because I know that Diva is going to be coming on. She probably will get with us next week. Something probably came up. But hey, that's why we love the Woo Talk Show, because we're authentic, we're real, and we're raw. And you all better make sure you tune in next week, next Tuesday at 12 noon on the Whew Talk Show. God bless and have a great day, everyone. Come back for the replay because this one is epic.
Thank you.
Thank you.